What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. I'm your host, as always, Cody Felger. And guys, we have finally figured out who the Indianapolis Colts are going to bring in as their secondary coach. This happened earlier today, so I do apologize not able to get on it right away. But the Indianapolis Colts have rounded out their coaching staff now, hiring Chris Hewitt as their new defensive backs coach and passing game coordinator. So, a little bit about Chris Hewitt. He has served since 2012 with the Baltimore Ravens. So, he has done a couple different roles. He has helped with the passing game on the defensive side of the ball for the past 5 years. And then last year, he also served as the assistant head coach. So, this is a very well-respected guy here. And Lou Anarumo gets his guy. And I know probably the most popular name amongst different people on who the Colts should bring in. He's had a ton of success with the Ravens defense over the last couple of years. They actually led the league in opposer passer rating in 2023. And Baltimore has typically had very, very strong secondaries. So an absolute home run from what everybody has talked about when it comes to Chris Hewitt. And a lot of people very, very excited about this. And the past, 10 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens, this team has consistently been one of the best secondaries in the NFL. They've brought in different players. They've had different guys. And actually, in those 10 years, the Ravens in the last 10 years are actually ranked first in the NFL when it comes to opponent yardage allowed per game and opponent third down conversion percentage. So I know Colts fans, after watching what the Colts secondary did last year, that is music to our ears, especially the third down thing. That is huge, because how many times did we see opposing offenses on third and forever go down and convert? So that is definitely a positive thing right there. And, it's kind of interesting to see, who are going to be the type of corners the Colts bring in, because it's very obvious the Colts have made a big emphasis on DBs this offseason. And, some of the different corners, I feel like right around, that 6 foot range has typically been what Lou Anarumo and Chris Hewitt has kind of brought in. Obviously we know last year the Ravens drafted Nate Wiggins, who's 6'1". He's a little bit undersized, but he's still got the height you're looking for a corner. And so when you look at kind of some of the current Colts defensive backs, there's a lot of big guys there as well. So that's definitely interesting as well. And, looking especially at the speed factor is a big thing for Chris Hewitt and for what the Colts will be looking for. But it's very evident the Colts really did not like how their secondary played a season ago. And they have made a big emphasis from their defensive coordinator hire to now hiring probably the most well-respected guy available when it comes to DB's coaches in Chris Hewitt, to bring him in and try to fix this secondary. And you have a few pieces, but it seems almost inevitable, guys, that the Colts' actions so far from what they have done on the defensive side of the ball in terms of coaches, there's going to be a major emphasis on that secondary. And obviously a very welcome change for a lot of us. But yeah, guys, Chris Hewitt, the latest Indianapolis Colt hire. And I think a lot of people are very excited about Chris Hewitt here for the Indianapolis Colts. And, from how bad they have been the last 2 years against the pass, especially, it is going to be a much welcome change in so many different ways for what this Colts defense has been, and very highly respected guys that they are bringing in here. So hopefully it translates to success. And obviously you can bring in the most well-respected guys, but you got to get real talent in here in that secondary if you're Chris Ballard, to help out your coaches. And if Ballard's words are any indication, so far it has kind of aligned with what Chris Ballard has said. But again, when it comes to free agency, when it comes to trades, all that kind of stuff, the actions will ultimately prove how serious the Colts are about fixing this thing. So, yeah, guys, Chris Hewitt, the final signing here for the Colts. Now they have retained Charlie Partridge. They hired their linebackers coach, and now they have hired their defensive backs coach in Chris Hewitt. So, guys, let me know your thoughts here in the comments down below. Guys, this is just kind of my initial reaction. I really love this move. I think this is a much-needed move, and if you're going to go all out on the defensive side of the ball, why not get one of the more respected guys who knows defensive backs. So that's my thoughts, guys. I'm probably going to have, maybe Drake on tomorrow, Drake Wally, to kind of talk about Chris Hewitt a little bit more and kind of dive into some of the more details. But this is just kind of my initial reaction. I'm a big fan of this move. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But guys, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. But guys, again, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much. And as always, go Colts.